Okay, here we have our test setup for the air sampling system. Let's walk through it. We've gone through a bit of a evolution / pivot on the power source. We were using the 4.5 volt battery source with a 3 volt tap for the motor. That turned out to be not too reliable, as the voltage to the motor is not controlled, and once the battery starts dying, the motor speed starts changing. So we went to, also the 4.5 volt was just on the edge of being able to power up the timer circuit, which is actually a 5 volt system. So we went to a 9 volt source and 2 voltage regulators. This is a 5 volt solid state voltage regulator, and that will supply power to the timer circuit. And then on the pump, we're testing right now a 3 volt Zener diode with an inline 10 ohm resistor, and that should give us a constant 3 volts across the pump, even as the 9 volt battery drains. So this is a much more robust setup. Ultimately, we'll probably swap out that Zener diode for a 3 volt version of this solid state voltage regulator. It's on order right now. Not the sort of thing that they keep on the shelves. The pump's supported with its vacuum line connected to a cartridge inline. I don't know how well you can see it. There we go. Cartridge is inline, and then that goes to the outlet side of the flow meter, so we'll be able to see how the flow performs in this setup. Next we have the timer. This is what's going to control the duty cycle of the pump. It is going to run for 10 minutes. It's going to trigger the air sampling system, which is, its timer is set for 5 minutes. So it'll run on a 50% duty cycle, be on for 5 minutes, off for another 5 minutes, and then on again. Here we have a counter. This counter is going to count how many cycles the system has gone through. So, observing the flow, we'll get an idea of how the performance of the pump behaves over time. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and fire this up, reset the timers, counters, and then we're good to go. Okay, we're about to start our first run. As soon as the timer counts down. Okay, pump is started. Okay. Flow is running about 1.7 cubic feet per hour. And the motor temperature is 23.3 degrees. Okay. So we'll come back to this at the end of the first run, when the motor shuts off in 5 minutes or thereabouts. Okay, here is the simplified version of the holder for the cartridge. This is going to be the fitting in the machine. This is the check valve. The cartridge simply slips into the check valve like this, and then the lower taper locks everything in place. And from here to here, This part is really what sticks out of the machine when it's ready to go. Pump dropped off, and now we dwell for 5 minutes, and then the pump starts up again. So let's see what the temperature got up to on the pump. Okay, 28 degrees after 5 minutes running. I think it started at 22 degrees. Okay, so that's the system, and this will run on its own for the rest of the day, and we'll check in with it occasionally to see how things changed.